This video is using data mine information from the website Honey Impact, linked in the description below. I just want to say that everything in this video could be subject to change. Zhongli isn't even out yet, but we can make an analysis on his leaks to get a better idea of what he will be like once he is out. Let's start off with the leaks that a lot of people already know of, and it's this screenshot of his translated skills. His elemental skill, when pressed, summons a rock that deals AoE geo damage. This rock thing then buffs nearby geostructures like Traveler's Balls or Ningguang's Tennis Court to also do AoE geo damage as well. You can only have one Zhongli rock at a time. His elemental skill, when held, commands all nearby geo elements to explode, dealing AoE geo damage, which gives a shield that scales with his HP. His elemental burst calls down an even bigger rock and petrifies the enemy. Petrified enemies cannot move and take an extra 20% physical and geo damage. His Ascension 1 passive makes his shield 5% stronger when it takes damage, stacking up to 5 times. His Ascension 4 passive makes his ultimate deal additional damage equal to 20% of his max HP. If we were to compare this to the data mine Zhongli skills, most of them remain the same, but there are a few things that has been changed. His E-Hold now has an extra feature added which drains a lot of geo from enemies with geo on them, but it does no damage. I have no idea what this is supposed to do, but going on the wording, it could be that he turns the drained geo into HP and heals himself, or he drains geo shield. But honestly, you can break geo shield with a claymore or geo ability, so I don't know the viability of this. So for now, this is a big question mark. The bonus physical and geo damage from his ultimate got removed, and apparently, the petrified duration went from 5 seconds to 4 seconds, but I am unable to verify the duration originally being 5 seconds. His Ascension 4 passive went from 20% to 33% of his maximum HP. Let's look at his numbers real quick. His normal attack percentages are very low, lower than Xiangling. He has low base attack compared to other 5-star DPS, but they're pretty standard compared to other 5-star supports. He has the highest base HP of any 5-star. He has low base defense, but that's not really important because he is always going to have a shield on him. His E-Hold has poor damage ratios. At level 6, it only deals 112% compared to Geo Traveler's level 1 E-Hold, which deals 248. Expect this hold to do little to no damage if building DPS because it has really bad damage numbers in exchange for really good shields. Zhongli's ultimate ratios, on the other hand, they're kinda cracked. At level 6, it does 639.56% compared to Child's 649.5%. And he's a support. Now, there's one thing that I want to clear up. A lot of people seem to have the assumption that Zhongli can detonate other geo structures. Right now, the answer I can give you is probably not. Nowhere in the leaks or data mine did I find anything related to exploding others or his own geo constructs. In the hold, it is specified as geo elements or energy, but not constructs or structures. But that's not good enough, so I went back to watch the Child boss fight with Zhongli. And right here, we can see that Zhongli summons his rock pillar. Soon after, he then holds down his E for the shield, and the rock pillar was still chilling there. So it's totally possible that Zhongli can't detonate his own constructs, but he can with others, or he might not be able to detonate anything at all. We won't know until his banner comes out, but for now, it's safe to say that he can't. There's also another rumor going around that Zhongli can't generate elemental particles. Looking at the 1.1 dev livestream, his rock pillar does generate particles, but we don't know how consistent it is. I'm going to guess that it's 1 energy per shockwave. I could be wrong, but it definitely generates particles. Another leak that has popped up recently is that Zhongling's ultimate can turn all shields into geo to make them easier to break. If this is true, he would be really good in Abyss, where you don't need a counter to the shield by using their weak element. Just plop Zhongli in, drop a rock on them, and you're good to go. For this part of the video, I'm gonna make predictions on how I think Zhongli should be played and optimal builds for him, so you can skip this if you want. These are just predictions, and I could be totally wrong, but I won't be. Let's start off with his role. We know that he has really bad base attack and ratios on his attack skills and his E, so I'm going to assume that his best role is probably going to be a sub DPS / support. Probably not a main DPS unless you're like Giga Whale. So for the playstyle, you kind of want to just switch him in for the shield and ultis and then switch him out. And I'm going to make a bold prediction here, but I think Black Tassel is going to be hidden OP on Zhongli. I just feel it. Otherwise, energy recharge is always a good option for weapons because it will increase the amount of energy gained for the whole team as well. Zhongli doesn't particularly need energy recharge, but it helps the team get more energy particles. And that's really good as a support because you don't really want damage on your spear because he doesn't really do a lot of damage aside from his ultimate. So you might as well go like support spears, like HP %. So I'm going to call it Black Tassel. We'll see when it comes out. It might be OP. For his artifacts, go %HP, % geo damage, and %HP. His ult ratio is 636.56% at level 6. Imagine if you have 30k HP Zhongli with Ascension 4 passive, giving you additional ult damage equal to 33% of your HP, plus 20% ult damage from Noblesse Oblige, 15% geo damage from Archaic Petra, 21.6% geo bonus damage from your level 70 Ascension, and 46.6% geo damage from a plus 20 artifact. Combine all of that, and you got yourself a fucking Uchiha bomb ready to nuke all the hilichurls out of existence. Retracing Bolide wouldn't be that good because the bonuses only take effect to the unit wearing the set, so Zhongli might have increased shield strength, but once you switch over, that strength is gone. 4-piece Archaic Petra is very situational because the elemental damage it provides is only for the crystal element that you pick up, which means that it requires a lot of micromanaging and timing for it to be good. And even then, it requires a lot of setup and leaves a lot of room for error, such as crystallizing the wrong element or swapping in the wrong character. So basically, I can't be fucked. What are the pros and cons of going sub DPS / support? Well, the pros is that you're going to have big ass shields. You're going to have big ass ults. You have a 4-second crowd control on a 12-second cooldown. That costs 40 energy. You're tanky as fuck. You can utilize Geo Resonance. He's hot. He might turn shields into Geo for easy breaking, and he might suck off Geo from the enemy. Okay, so this sounds pretty good. What about the cons? Well, the cons, you don't see him kick the spear a lot. His offensive stats and ratio suck ass. His E-hole does no damage, and he can suck off Geo from the enemy. If you want to go full big dong DPS, you can. Just know that it's going to take more resources and effort in the team building to make it work. If you are a free-to-play who is looking for a main DPS, Zhongli can be one, but it ain't it, chief. If you are free-to-play who is looking for a support, I'll say wait for the reviews and see what has changed. In gacha games, support usually stay more relevant than DPS units. Zhongli has potential to be top tier if some of the leaks or changes are true, such as bonus physical and geo damage, turning shields to geo, detonating other geo constructs, better ratios on abilities, but those are subject to change and we won't know for sure until his banner is out. If you really like Zhongli, why did you even watch the video? You're gonna pull for him. I'm looking forward to see Zhongli's actual kit and ratios when he comes out. Hopefully he's better than what the data mine makes him out to be. I would pull for him, but I'm saving my Primo Gems for the real banner. Anyway, thanks for watching.